The transition from hockey, like figure skates, for 24 years of your
I
life.
was say, when did you start
I
in?
started skating when I was 3.
No, no, but when did you like start skating in hockey skates?
Today.
Like the what? You're telling me I have more experience in hockey skates than you?
Okay, so no. I've skated in hockey skates. Okay, so
But like not consistently.
when I was little, for some reason, I was put in figure skates. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it was the early 2000s and girls
I
were
would say
supposed
I
to
feel
wear
like
figure skates.
yeah, every time I went ice skating when I was younger, they're like, "You're a girl? Figure
See,
skates."
but
And
like
I was
I
like,
had
"Cool."
skates. I bought like we I was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bought
Oh,
skates
so
when
you
I
should
was
have worn
little.
those.
But so it was figure skating my entire life.
Okay.
And then I think when I was like 11 or 12, I was like, I want to try hockey skates. This was like when
As
I
you
cut
should.
my hair really short. And I don't know if I was having a gender crisis,
You were going through it.
but I was like, I
That's
want
so
hockey
valid.
skates. Problem is, because of Irish dance, my ankles were super weak because I had like messed with them a lot.
Yeah.
So I got like hybrids. So they had like a figure skate boot, but hockey
Whoa.
blades. My brain could not figure out how to not use my toe pick. And so we bought skates and I went, we're returning these. And then I got pretty nice figure skates. And then I used those until I stopped skating for give or take 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
I went on a date once. I wore figure skates then. I
Fine.
chaperoned a date once. I wore figure skates then.
Okay.
And by chaperoned, I mean my friends wanted to go on a date, but their parents didn't want them to be
So you were
dating.
just
So
like
we like went.
group outing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I'd worn figure skates twice and then I didn't skate again until 2024, I want to say.
Oh my God.
I went once, maybe twice, and then haven't skated since because my feet hurt so
That's
bad. So
valid.
I tried hockey skates today and yeah, baby dear.
Mine was the same. I don't go skating enough. I always say I should, and then I like push it off because like free skate times are always the weirdest times of
They're
the
so
day, and I'm
weird.
like, oh, who can? How can I fit that into my schedule?
Well, then the ones
Anyway,
that do fit into my schedule are like the party ones. I'm like, I don't
yes,
want to
that's what I mean.
go to
And
like
then it's
Friday
like
night skate. That's
a
not
bunch
my
of
vibe.
children that are yeah. So but the same thing. I was always on figure skates, and then I got my first pair. Oh, probably like 3 Christmases ago. Um,
And we have the same pair of hockey skates, which I find really
do we?
funny. The
Same
the Bauer
design?
ones,
Yeah. Do you also
the
have?
white
I have like the
ones.
white fluffy ones.
Yes, the white
Yeah.
fluffy Bauer ones. Yes.
They're my favorite things in the world, but I also was thrown off because one, I was thrown off by the ankle support because I was like, oh my God, the way
Well,
like
yes, because the ones that specifically that we
yeah,
have are like a hard shell, whereas like regular hockey skates
yeah, yeah,
are
yeah. But
you
like
break your
again,
ankles.
and then I I remember I went with my brother to break them in, and I was like, yeah, I don't know how to stop now because I was always like, I would just put my toe down and I would stop. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I
No, I
literally tried it
literally
and I was
was
like, why am I not stopping?
I was running into walls. I was like barely walking.
I
I
I
was like,
was
I don't know
having
how
that
to
was
skate.
I still don't think I have full confidence in stopping on those skates, but I was like, "What do you mean I can't just go like bloop? I was like, I don't know how to do
Which
this. This is
that's totally
crazy."
not how you're supposed to stop in figure skates
No,
either.
but like it is helpful when you're just like
Yeah.
going to skate for fun. And then I like put them on and I was like, "Oh, well now I'm in trouble because I don't know." It's like I don't know how I'm gonna stop once I get the speed going. But
I think my goal is twice a month right now.
that's a good
Just
one.
to kind of like at least get like a
Get
little bit back into
reacclimated.
the swing of things.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to play in a rec league. I'm not trying to play beer league hockey. I'm not trying to
it's
actually
still
like,
fun. It is exercise.
but it's a good form of
It is,
exercise and
yeah, and
I
I think it's
miss
fun
it.
because it's like I don't know, it's I don't say non-traditional, but it's like when you wanna go for a walk or, like, to the gym, it's, like, something that you can at least do and it's fun, but, yeah, I'm
Well,
always
I
like, "I
think
should go more," and then I literally always forget to go,
I think
or
there's
I never
also like
did.
when you work in hockey adjacent things, there's kind of like the expectation that you can skate.
Yeah,
Like the interviews that are done on skates and
we're
like
getting there, guys.
we're like I think that like more like on ice stuff would also be fun and I'm
Yeah,
like I need to just be better on hockey skates. Not that I couldn't wear figure skates to do any of those things, but
true.
I also
That's
like
valid.
the heel of the hockey, like the way that figure skates are situated. when you have torn your foot is like not the best
Ow, yeah,
thing.
I can
So
imagine.
we're figuring it out. It's fine. But I do like the coziness of the Bauer
Yeah, they're
ones.
very nice. Yeah, my brain was like, what do you mean we can't just stop, touch the ice and
No,
stop?
the amount
Huh?
of times I like
I just would run into the wall. I was like, I'm just gonna slowly get to the wall and pretend like I am fine. That was totally done on purpose.
mhm. No, I did the same thing.
I was like, it's okay, it's fine. I technically stopped because something was in front of me.
It's good.
That
We're fine.
counts. That counts. Like we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna
Um,
make me wanna. Now I'm gonna have to like schedule it in the summer. I should just go more in the summer. But then I'm like, then you have to dress warm because it's cold
I
and
don't
it's
know. I
hot
just wear leggings and a
outside.
sweatshirt because
Yeah,
I don't think it's that cold in an ice rink. But
no, but like
that's
when
like
it's hot outside,
yes, but that's like when I
like
go to hockey games. People are like, aren't you cold? And
no.
I'm like, I grew up in an ice rink. I this is
Also, I
normal for
will
me.
firmly believe that some like arenas especially are colder than others.
Oh yeah.
And like they are not all the same temperature. Ow.
No, and also different
Ow.
levels of arenas are different temperatures.
Yes. Also that.
Also, sometimes the press box is really hot and sometimes it's really cold, and you never
Yeah.
know.
But
Layers.
whoa. Yes, exactly.
What's going on with Luke and the
Is
Devils?
Palladium retiring soon?
What book is that?
Did you see the new Kraken jersey?
Three-peat?
Was that the goal of the year?
16 million?
Who's gonna win the Norris
The Isles are
Trophy?
having fun again?
Did you read the new Elsie Silver
Will
novel?
the Sabres ever make the
Can anyone
playoffs?
beat Obi's
Give me
record?
a new book rep.
Who got traded?
Will Matthews bounce
Can
back?
Tampa get back on top?
This is Read Between the Blue Lines,
A hockey podcast.
where our brains are filled with endless stat lines
Rosters.
and a list of books to read,
Tune in every Monday for a deep dive in the game we love.
and the books we can't shut up about. Sorry for that rant. We were having a
Insert here.
conversation and I was like, "Oh wait, guys, this could be on the podcast. It's hockey related."
It is related.
It's not me talking about how women have more acidic mouths and apparently need to use different toothpaste and no one ever tells us these things.
Kenz's TikTok is like off the charts.
I-
Off the charts. I also like I don't scroll enough on TikTok for TikTok to like really figure out an algorithm. Like it'll send me stuff that I'm like, I just don't spend as much time on TikTok as I do on Instagram. But even if I did, I don't ever have stuff like that come up. So
Yeah, no,
it's fine. We're learning.
both both Instagram and TikTok right now are like, here's how you can improve your life, but also here's everything wrong with your life. And so naturally
Oh,
it's
that's the
like
worst.
I'm like very firmly having a quarter life crisis, but
I was gonna
not in the
say,
way that I've been having a quarter life
yeah.
crisis. So,
Yep. I get that.
the playoffs are happening, guys. The NHL playoffs are in full swing. We already have a team moving on to round two.
Woo woo. Yeah.
We are recording this on Saturday. So it is 8 o'clock. It is puck drop in Philly right now.
No,
So I'm
8:22.
same thing.
Because
But like
TNT.
I'm just saying
Yeah. By
things
the
will
time
be
this is
different by the
yeah,
time you hear that.
we will be finding out information as it happens.
Yeah. So
Currently. Whoa.
just so everyone has context of when this is happening, it's Saturday. It is 8 p.m.
It's like a log.
When
Saturday
well, because
or
I don't
8
want
p.m.
people to be like, you guys
No,
got
I know,
that
like
wrong, and be like, no,
no,
we just recorded 2 days ago.
I promise you we are aware. I can't
Unfortunately,
speak in the future
yeah, this
at
is
the
not
same
our full
time, which
time.
would be cool though.
It
Like
would be.
not that I actually maybe not want that, but
Well, to be fair, we could record it as if we know what's happened and then do like two
well, sometimes
different
like you could do
versions.
like alternate endings and be
Yeah.
like, insert this if this happens, insert this if this happens. And then honestly we would be the winners either way because we would have been prepared and nobody would
It's
know.
it's like when Paris goes to the Yale Harvard game
Oh my
in
God.
Gilmore Girls and she's like, "We won! Yay, we lost. Okay, I'm
Literally.
leaving. Bye."
That's pretty much yeah. Here's the case for each one, and here you go. We're fine.
Too many
We got it covered.
variables between now
Yeah,
and
but also
Monday.
like it's hard too because like it's not like one game. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it is one game, but it's not like the Super Bowl where it could be like it's over. It
Yeah.
happened. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
other things happening and going on at all times. But yeah,
Where would you like to start? Because I've been paying attention,
where
but
would you like to start? With what
the
or
playoffs,
where?
like what's going on?
Whatever you want. Sorry, guys. I saw my eyes hurt so bad. I saw before I. That's why we're late. I we saw Project Hail Mary before my parents and I. no, everybody's like, oh my God, it's an amazing movie. I cried for 75% of it, and
Yeah.
nobody warned me. And now my eyes are puffy and they hurt because I just sat there and was bawling my eyes out for 75% of the movie. And I was like, nobody even warned me. Like, am I just emotionally unstable or apparently it's
No.
normal?
No,
But I was
it's
not aware. So now my eyes are like blink and my eyes like sting because I cry. I was crying so
girl.
much. It's I cry at everything though. Like I don't know. I'm
No,
like the
I
most like not
same.
gentle. Like the most like like somebody would be so unaffected and I'm like sitting there crying my eyes out. Bless you. You good?
I think so.
Okay. But yeah, start wherever you want. I
Um,
can move. I'm fluid.
okay, well, let's start
Still
with the
trying to think
Canes
of what
then,
we're talking about. Yeah.
because they just swept the Senators today, so we have a Kachuckless
I
playoffs,
was gonna say
guys.
I do think it's a little funny.
I think it's
It
hysterical.
is. Also, I feel
Um,
like we saw it coming. Everybody's like, if I also don't know where it came from. Because so many people were like, if there was a chance for an upset against the Canes, it'd be the Sens. And I'm like,
no.
are we? Is this the same hockey team I'm looking at as you? Because I don't see that happening at all. So
Well, okay.
that one does not surprise me. Like way it ended as a sweep too, and the team that won it does not surprise me.
I think I put them as 5 games because I wanted to give Ottawa a chance,
Yeah,
but I thought it was going to be a sweep. But I was like scared to put it as a sweep
I
because I
always
don't
hate picking
like
sweeps because
talk.
I'm like, if it
Yes.
never ends up as sweep, I'm like, that looks stupid because I thought
Yes.
they were gonna win in four.
Um, okay. I was having a conversation with someone the other day about the Kachuk brothers, and I was like, they are mid at hockey at best. And I
Yes.
think that there are different ways that people watch hockey, obviously. And obviously, like, we
Oh
have our
yeah.
favorite players on different teams and things, but I think that some people, and I'm trying not to like narrow in on a demographic here, but I think that some people are too blinded by either a false sense of loyalty or some kind
Ooh.
of other thing that a person might do that makes them look better at hockey than they are and don't actually take into consideration facts, statistics, and like hockey, like
I'll say like literally probably even
awareness.
the eye test.
Yeah.
Like I think that alone would probably tell you, but
Like, I don't think the Senators had a shot in hell
no.
to win this one. A shot in the dark, a chance in hell. Did I just put those two together? Is that what just happened?
I think so.
Anyways, I don't think that they were winning in any way, shape, or
The way I
form.
just went with it, I was like, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
it's the
listen,
same.
it's eight
It's the same.
o'clock. This is what's gonna
I
happen.
know. Yeah, I didn't have they couldn't beat the Leafs last year. It was the Leafs?
Yes,
Toronto?
I think so.
And
It
I
was a
feel like
year
you
ago.
can't I know, I feel if you can't beat them, you're not gonna beat the Canes.
No.
Absolutely not.
But
Even a
also
year apart, you're not gonna beat Carolina. I'm sorry.
that Ottawa locker room also seems to have a plethora of problems. And I think that even if you have like
I just I
hockey
would
is
like
like the
to say,
teamiest of team sports where like
yeah,
if you're not working well together, you're not
I
working well.
also feel like the most like aggravating thing. I don't go here at all. Farthest team on the list away from me.
Yeah.
Um, I feel so deeply for Linus Olmark for
Yes.
pulling it together and being the best player on that team through those 4 games and having nobody show up in front of him for any of that after
So I gotta be honest with you, I only
all of
watched
everything.
game one.
I don't think I've watched, no, I watched parts of game 3,
It wasn't
I
a
think.
series that I had any interest in paying attention to.
Also, I'm so sorry if you're listening to this as a Canes fan. Carolina hockey, Carolina Hurricanes hockey is extremely boring. It is meant to be like the way they play is not the most entertaining.
No.
And like the Sens play very similar to them sometimes. So it was just not
Can I say something controversial?
go for it.
I also don't think it's good hockey.
Yes. That's not
I
controversial. I feel like they can go hand in hand.
Well, no, because
Easily.
they lead the Atlantic. So like or not
Metro.
the
Yeah.
I
I was
went to
like,
the
whoa,
Eastern.
we're
I'm
moving them now.
having a time, guys.
They're moving divisions
No, it's okay. I was looking at the Flyers playoff history earlier because I was trying to see when the last time they swept was.
when they moved them.
And like they were in the West Conference for so long, and I was like,
The
what?
farther you go back, it goes crazy the way
Yeah.
they've like formulated things. Yeah.
Um, I just think that the Canes are good because everyone else is mediocre, and I think that that really shows in the
Ooh.
playoffs.
I also think going off of that, every year we're always like, oh, they made the second round, they made the Eastern Conference final. Um, they have absolutely nothing to show for the fact that they're like a really great regular season team,
Yeah.
and they have not made a cup final or won a cup
See, okay, but
in
that's
this time. I I feel like everybody's like, now this might be the year because
no.
you're not going to face Florida because Florida's not in it. But I still believe there are better teams than them in the East.
I do too, and I have
So
a really, really controversial opinion that I don't want to say
wait, but I kind of want to know on them or in general.
on the Canes and like what's
Oh,
going to happen with the Canes. But I just want to real quick, like with the regular
we'll
season
come back.
thing, the Canes are a great regular season team.
Yes.
However, like when I look at it, I understand the Islanders didn't make the playoffs, and I understand it like they had a really rough April. I think the Islanders had a better regular season showing when you look at like individual gameplay. And whether that's just because
Yeah.
the Islanders had so much growth this season, like maybe
No,
that's like a
it's a good
bias
point though
thing.
that like no, I do think that kind of again going the same vein that like we say every single year it's the Canes, but like nothing changes.
Well, I think that Pittsburgh and Philly also had better seasons than the Canes when you look at
Yeah.
it. But I don't know, again, I don't know if that's because they started further behind than the Canes and the Canes just had like a level of
They've
like
always just been there.
it's
Yeah.
like it's when I say it's not good hockey, what I mean is that it's structurally solid hockey. They
But it
win
doesn't get you
games.
excited. Like I don't ever feel excited watching them play a team.
But it's not even that. It's like if a team studies you well enough, they should be able to beat you.
Yeah, that too. That's a good
Because I
point.
I think that the way that the Canes play is predictable.
Yeah, and I feel like again, it's been the same for so long that you every team knows how they operate now.
Yes.
Like nothing is differed. So everyone knows your secret if you want to say that.
My hot take is that
I'm listening.
I'm going to say it vaguely so I don't jinx anything, if that makes sense. I
Okay.
think that they go out in round two.
Okay. I
I
don't think
think
that's
that either
I
team,
think on my bracket I had them eliminated in round two.
I think I did too.
But I
Here's the
also
thing.
I combined I didn't make two separate brackets this year and I'm already regretting it, but it's okay.
Me too. I made a
Did eliminate
bracket.
them in the second round. I
I
did in
made a
fact eliminate them.
I made my bracket based off of Sidney Crosby, and I shouldn't have because
I did. So my thought process is always like, here's my delusional what I want to happen. Here's my practical into what I know will happen. The practical one's almost always like 75% correct. This year I combined the two and I feel I'm going to regret it. But
yeah,
I was like, I want this to happen, but also in this matchup, this would happen. And so I have the wackiest looking situation going on, but
I
we'll see. But I don't think it's a hot take
okay, so here's the thing.
on your end.
I shouldn't have okay. I'm having a hard time here because I cover the Flyers. And so the Flyers moving on is good for me coverage wise.
Yeah,
And I like how the team is progressing. I like to see them doing good things. However, I would like to see Crosby lift another cup before he retires.
yeah,
And I would have said if the season to win a cup would have been this season. It is the highest scoring Penguins team they've had
which is insane.
ever since Crosby's been on the
With
team.
him, yeah.
So like it's been an insane team and they're about to get swept by the fucking Flyers, who had a 3.8 percent
Yeah,
chance
at
to
the beginning,
make the playoffs
like
as of the
beginning of
Olympic break.
March. Yeah.
So I have the
Hockey's so
Penguins
weird.
going all the way to the ECF. So my entire
That's what I
bracket is
did.
about to. I have Buffalo versus. Do you want to read our brackets actually? Because I don't
Yeah,
think we posted them.
I meant to, but I was like low key, I didn't want to get ripped apart from mine because I knew I was like people are gonna hate it. But
So
yeah, we can.
yeah, I had 4-1 for the Carolina Ottawa
Oh,
series
I
with
did not
Carolina
save
moving
my
on.
games. I didn't save my games.
You didn't do the thing?
Well, I did, but I just saved the picture.
Oh, I'm like
I
on the
didn't.
website.
Yeah, I could do that, but I just have the picture. I think I said five. I think I
Okay.
didn't sweep. I didn't leave any sweeps in there because I always get nervous.
Yeah. All right. So I have
I
Carolina
also
moving
picked
on,
Carolina.
and I have
Yes,
Pittsburgh moving on.
that's also what I did.
And
I
then I
think I made
have
it a 7 game series for. I remember that. That was the only
I
seven
have a
games I gave
7 game
out.
series for that one too.
There's only ever been 4 reverse sweeps, everyone. So that's
And
my fun
then
fact.
I have Buffalo and Montreal moving on.
That's also what I did.
And then in the West, I have Colorado. I also said 4-1 for that one.
I think that's also what I did.
And then I have Dallas.
I picked Minnesota.
And then well, yeah, you don't like Dallis. So that
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
say I was, I did that one as like I'd want the Avs to play Minnesota
I also
instead.
think that one is like the closest when it comes to
Yeah, that
like,
one's kind of not a runaway for either of them, but I feel like we knew that.
and then I
But
have Utah moving on and the Oilers moving on.
that's also what I did.
And then I have Colorado moving on and Utah moving on.
It's also what I did. This is so funny to me the same bracket.
And then
Oh
I
my
have
God.
Buffalo Pens for the ECF.
Oh, I did Montreal, Pittsburgh, ECF.
Okay. And then I have Avs Buffalo for my final.
Yeah, I did Avs, Habs.
Okay.
Avs win. Yeah.
I think I have Buffalo winning,
It's so funny.
but
We
that's
did
because I'm
everything but
delusional.
Buffalo. Oh my God, that's
Listen,
actually crazy. Guys, in
I
case
would
you, well, minus Minnesota, sorry. I picked Minnesota. But minus those two,
we were pretty similar
we
first
almost the
round.
same thing. And I'm sitting here thinking I was like, I'm out of my mind. Am I putting the Penguins in the Eastern Conference Final? Are we kidding? I
I
also
think it was just
knew
like delusion because I really want
no,
Crosby to
that's what I'm
get
saying. And
close
then
again.
I got there and I was like, I can't make it an Abs Pens final. I think I'd rather leave the earth.
I don't know how you would do that because you have
I
like
don't know
strong
how.
allegiances to
That's what
both.
I mean.
Yeah, that's
That's
rough
what
for
I
you.
mean. So I was like, we'll put the Canadians. We'll put them in there.
I
But
would I the that
also
was
I feel
hard
that'd be
for me.
crazy for Montreal as like to host a Stanley Cup final game like in Montreal this
Well,
time
that's
like that with fans.
Buffalo and Montreal was really hard for me because
Yeah.
I think that that would be an insane series in and of itself.
Ooh, that would be a really good one.
And
I didn't
I
even think about
think
that.
that both of them like deserve to go to the ECF.
Yeah.
And
Let
then I
somebody else
think
have a
that
turn.
hopefully they can take out whoever's in the Metro. Not that I have a problem with anyone who's in the Metro, but like I think that Buffalo and Montreal would be, although to be fair, Philly in a Stanley Cup final would be fucking insane. Guys, she's gone. Brie, Brianna. Brianna, Brianna. No, nothing? Okay, cool. So technical difficulties, but I was saying that Philly, Montreal, and Boston, I think would all literally fucking burn if any of them made it to the Stanley Cup
Yeah,
final. Um,
which would be insane.
and then like the more I think about it, I'm like, if it was in Philly, like we could totally go, like distance
Yeah,
wise.
not the people of Philly. I'd have a problem if it was a team I like wanted to win because I would not want to be there rooting for not the Flyers.
That's valid.
But
That's valid. But
if it was
also,
another team, I'd be like, okay, we could do it.
yeah.
I would fear for my life a little bit in like a good
Yes.
way,
Yes.
I feel like. But true.
Yeah. Um, so I guess while we're talking about Philly, Pittsburgh has been crazy because I don't think anyone thought Philly was gonna come out swinging.
No.
They've outscored the Pens 11-4. They had the first shutout the team has had since January of 2025.
Yeah,
And
it's insane.
I feel like the question that's come up a lot is Are the Flyers good right now, or do the Pens just fucking suck?
Yeah. I
And I don't
also
know the
think
answer.
the hardest part is to like I think a lot of the Pens have been like, oh, we shouldn't like focus on the way that they're playing, which is just kind of like dragging them into things, being like annoying, which is the Flyers, I feel like as a
It's
team.
working though.
Yeah, and so I also think though it's hard to I kind of felt this way against about the Devils a couple years ago, like is it sustainable? Like if you advance, they advance. Is that like they'd play the Canes next? And I don't think that would fly or
You
have the
know
same
what?
effect. You know
I
what I
think it
mean?
would work.
I do think to a certain extent, yeah. I also think the whole I love a good rivalry and I do think that's the exciting part of it.
Yes,
Um but yeah, I don't know. It's I can't I feel like it's a mix of both. Like
that's
good
valid.
hockey and bad hockey all happening at the same time. At like good and bad times for both teams. But
Yeah, I will say I think that the Flyers are like I do think that they're doing a good job. But I think that sticking around like they'll definitely struggle, but I do think that they can beat the Canes if they move on. I hope
yeah,
so.
that one would be I would be nervous.
I mean, we'll see. I
But yes,
but and then Buffalo,
Boston.
Boston, I think is a similar thing where I feel like you're like, okay, both teams are gonna lose. Because like, yeah, Buffalo had a great season, but like, can they do playoff hockey?
Yeah, I also see I felt that way about Boston, where I was like, we didn't really I like Boston kind of snuck in there.
But that's what I'm
And
saying, is I think
so
like you're like both of them should lose, maybe?
yeah, but I was kind of like I think the Sabres like as silly as it sounds being backed by the fact that they're there for the first time in 15 years
Yeah.
probably drives you more than I imagined to like do well. And I think they have enough to go a a decent amount far. That did not make any sense. Far enough.
Yeah.
Um, I
I
just
think
think it's a
even just a
matter.
first round win would be good for
Yeah,
their
that's what I
like
mean. Yeah,
psyche.
I just think the Canes are like the big bad wolf, where I'm like somebody has to defeat them, and I
Yes.
don't know who can do it. Like one of you
I
step up.
even if they make it to the ECF, I do think that either the Sabres, Lightning, or Habs could beat the
I
Canes.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, and I do still firmly believe that the Sabres are going to win this series. I think that they just need to be a little bit better about like their like production.
Yeah, it's a
And then
little bit it's
also,
more back and forth. I feel like, but kind of what we expected.
yeah,
Because Boston's a pretty good team too.
I need them to be better about like their like defensive coverage with their goaltenders because I
Yeah.
feel like they're letting in shots that are like a little questionable.
Yes.
And like no, I'm not blaming the
True.
goaltenders, I am blaming the defense.
Yeah. Which is like, the first line before the goalie is responsible. So does make sense.
Speaking of the goaltenders, Alex Lyon got a fucking playoff win, and I'm so happy.
It
It's
was
not
only his
even
second
funny.
one ever,
I'm like
which
literally,
is so crazy.
I'm so excited. It's
Yeah.
not even funny. Um, I wasn't watching that game, and you texted me, and I literally was like, "Ah."
I was gonna text you in the beginning when he was in, but then I was like, I don't want to like jinx the fact that like he's starting. So I was like, I'll just wait till like the
Yeah.
end if it goes well, and then it ended up being well. And then I was like, okay, we can text good, so it's
I
all
think
fine.
I was like planning on watching it, and then I ended up being busy, and it just
It was pretty good.
yeah.
They did very well.
And then with the Habs Lightning, I feel like there's so much to talk about, but also nothing to talk about. But can we talk about the fucking rocket from Lane Hudson?
Yeah, they also go to overtime in every single game.
Yeah. I would
They
say I think
cannot.
that's like the most entertaining. Like I think
Yeah,
that the Pens Flyers is that is yeah. The Pens Flyers is like a really interesting and entertaining series, but I
different
think
way though.
that like because it's a rivalry, but I think when it comes to like the actual hockey of what's happening, I think that the Habs Lightning series is the most entertaining on that
Yeah,
front. So,
I agree. That one's been a lot of fun to watch. That's been my favorite in the East so far.
okay, here's my problem, TBS. I don't really give a shit. Um,
Are they going to overtime?
yeah, they're in overtime, but why can't I
Yeah.
but now I can't watch the Flyers Pens game.
Yeah, they probably put on some obscure channel.
It's on True TV, and I'm like not logged into my True TV account, but I have the
You just
app and
if you just
re-download
have
it.
HBO Max, just go
It's
through HBO Max.
Oh, can I do that? My HBO Max app is also not. You know how like your app phone can like offload apps if you don't use them for 30
Oh
days?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess I haven't used my HBO because I've been watching it on my phone, computer, not my phone, whatever
That
the
would make
fuck it's
sense.
called. Um,
Oh wait, I don't even know if they have it even on here.
it says it's on True TV, which
Oh
I
yeah, I
have
told
that app.
you. If you go, I'm through HBO Max. It works,
Update app. Okay. Well,
but
okay. When you with your if the phone's gonna offload an app when you re-download it, it should fucking download the new
it should
version.
have the new. Yeah, why would it download the one that you already had?
Like literally every time I do it, it's like you need to update, and I'm like, why didn't you do that?
You should just do that automatically if you offload it off my phone.
It's so stupid.
Guess who's here?
Morty.
How'd you know? Wait, I'm gonna see if I can go.
Hi!
I'm
I
like
miss
screaming if
this
he's
little
not paying
smush. I've never
attention
seen
yet.
him.
I want you
I've
to
never
see.
seen him. I haven't seen him in a
Hold on.
while. Guys, I can't
Come
talk and my
here.
hips hurt.
I don't want to drag you. Ready?
Hi, Morty. Oh my God, you're so fat. I understand what your mom is saying.
I told you.
Hi,
You said
buddy.
hi?
Hi, cutie patootie. You are so chunky. Oh my God.
He's so large. You good?
I saw
Okay, bye.
this TikTok Instagram the other day that was like, oh, you can't hear me.
I can't hear you. My audio's all messed up.
Oh, okay.
So I
Um,
can't hear you.
I was gonna say I saw this Instagram reel the other day that like there's when families have two cats, they have like a hot dog cat and a hamburger cat. And I was like, Astro is your hot dog cat and Morty is your hamburger cat.
Poor Chesney doesn't even get rated.
Chesney
It's
might
okay.
also be a hamburger cat.
What does that even mean? Like a skinny cat, fat cat?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's accurate. Chesney might be in the middle, but
Yeah.
Ash is
You have a
accurate for Astro
range.
and Morty.
Yeah.
He's just
Also,
hanging
why
there.
why are my closed captions on for a fucking hockey game? I don't need
What's
that.
up,
Thank
Mort?
you.
You want to be your special guest? What are your thoughts on the hockey?
Meow.
You could care less. He's like, all right, whatever.
Um, I think it's like a good series. It's good hockey. I don't understand. Like it pisses me off that it's a first round. Like
Which
how I
one?
always feel about like Dallas, Colorado being a first round with the Habs
Yeah.
Lightning. I'm like that should have
Oh
been.
yeah. You know how good that'd be as a like Eastern Conference final?
Yeah, it'd be good.
That'd be good. But you can't get that.
No.
Can't get that. It's fine. Although like it's so funny. I saw a tweet the other day about they were kind of like, oh, for new hockey fans, like these teams actually met in a Stanley Cup final, but you'll never see that again. And I was like, did someone explain why they met in a Stanley Cup final? Like why we'll
We
never see that
might see
again?
it again if we get a new commissioner who wants to change the form. And
Yes.
like I don't
It happened also that was like a COVID that was another COVID season, so
yeah.
we had the all Canadian
I don't even mean that
division.
as like a fuck Gary Bettman thing. I just mean it as like a he has said that he's not changing it, and I don't think that we'll ever get a playoff change until we get a new
What was the
commissioner.
thing he said the other day? And I was like, literally only he thinks it. Like every other hockey fan's like, absolutely not. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
I don't remember. But I was like, I don't know if that's actually accurate, but we'll see. But
So then on the west side of things, I think that the Oilers and Ducks both deserve to lose.
um, I would love to know how we have a playoff series where teams are allowing 5 goals a game minimum,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Although, like I love the teams that are like new, like they haven't been here in a while. So it's cool for the Ducks, but they've had bad defense all year, and they have bad
Yeah.
defense in the playoffs. So as I'm joking,
Please don't tell me.
so yeah,
I I think the
also the
Oilers come
Oilers and
out of it
Oilers.
still. I just like you don't neither like literally both of you deserve to lose, actually.
Yeah,
Like why aren't we showing up to work, guys?
why why are you doing the bare minimum? Not even the bare minimum.
And then on the other end of the
Oh my
spectrum,
god,
the please stop
I
dying. You're
know I'm trying.
interrupting our
Sorry.
recording.
I got too excited about how the Ducks don't play defense. Okay, I
Um,
think I'm fine.
on the other end of the spectrum, I'm just like ready for the Avs Kings series to be over.
Yeah,
And I
that
like
one.
don't understand why the Kings are like not putting up a fight, but I just don't care to watch it.
The first two were driving me insane because they like nobody scored till like so late in the game, and then the second one went to overtime, and I'm like, guys,
But it doesn't even feel like it deserved. I just
that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I want to be like, hey, Colorado, I know you all can score lots of goals. Why are we not doing that? Why are
But
we
it's not
waiting?
even because the Kings are playing good defense. It's
No,
just like
they're kind of just like matching their game, which is annoying because I'm like, you guys just,
but I also understand it though because if you know that it's a team that you're gonna beat, you may as well just like put in half the effort
yeah,
and then
just like
save
to
your
get through it.
energy for
Yeah,
which like I guess it makes sense if you look at it through that lens, but also that's the lens that gets you killed in the Stanley Cup playoffs because the second you get complacent, that's when like
yeah.
every single interview with the Flyers for the game today, and I'm sure it was the same thing for the Hurricanes, I just don't care. Um what I
That's so real.
I don't care as a fan, but
I'm
I also
sorry,
don't
guys.
care as a reporter because it's
Yeah,
not my beat. Um But like all of the Flyers were like reviewing it as if we're tied. Like you cannot go into this game being
yeah,
like, yeah,
that's
we're up
exactly,
three
yeah.
zero, it'll be easy. Because the second that you
Let up.
look at a team and you're like, we can beat you, and you play like that, you're fucked.
Yep.
Which is it's hard though, because you also have to think that you can beat them.
Yeah, but it's
But
there's like only a certain line or level you can
yeah.
go on both sides of that. But yeah,
And then Dallas, Minnesota has been entertaining,
yeah, that's I think
but
our
could be better.
yes.
I
I
feel
mean
like
like the
overall
last
it's an
two,
underwhelming first round.
yeah.
Like
But
it
I
was
also
really
feel like
exciting for a minute, and now I'm like,
I was gonna say like I feel like it's I also think it kind of takes like the wind out of the sails because we've known they're gonna play each other for like
ever.
the whole year,
Yeah, I guess that makes sense
basically.
too.
Um, I think it's like exciting to watch, but again, if I had to like pick between other series, I don't think that'd be my first option. But they've gotten a lot of this game is like their second to go to overtime, and I feel like it's been pretty evenly matched. Um, but I don't. I'm like for that one too. I'm just kind of like okay, whoever wins wins because like that's what I'm more worried about. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, because that's like I feel like that's like the first real like test for the Avs is
Yeah, and I
gonna be
also
the
think
second
that sets
round.
up like I also think first round, which kind of sounds really mean, but you kind of weed out the teams that like made it but really shouldn't have been there
Well,
in a
it's one of
way.
those things where I look at like the AHL and how they have
Yeah,
like
which is
a
that's what like the play-in sort of round kind of thing.
oh okay, well also I don't if you guys don't know this, the AHL is really hard to explain and maybe we can do a deep dive next season, but every single conference has a different playoff format.
Yeah, but also
Um
like their rounds two are not all 7 game series.
yeah, but
So
that's
like
so like the it's what best of three
the mini
for
ones, yeah, those are three, and then I think first and second round are best of fives.
and
And
then it's
then
best of
conference
seven for
finals
the
and cup
yeah.
final are game best of sevens. So like they're not playing best of seven series the entire time, which
But
I
also
also makes
not
it
every
more exciting.
conference has the three games,
Yeah, but
at least
also
for
like
like the
the way
division
they're
that we live
seeded
in.
and who sits where and what division, like you have to play to win. Yeah, it's kind of
Oh,
complicated, but I also think it makes it a little more fun
entertaining. But
because then it's like you have a chance to make it, and otherwise like the flip flopping of it. But
I love that we have a 7 game series. However, I would love that we have seven. I love that it's all 4 rounds or 7 games because I think that it really puts it to the test of like
that's
this
what makes
is.
it the hardest trophy to win.
But
Yeah,
okay, so I have a question, and I'm not arguing because I do think that's the hardest trophy, especially because there's like I think. Okay, sorry. The reason it's the hardest trophy to win is because there's literally only one of them. It doesn't get reproduced.
yeah. Oh, you mean like physically?
Like technically, if you're looking at like
Like
that angle. But also,
okay,
don't the
yeah.
NBA playoffs also have 4 rounds of 7 game series?
Yeah, but
But so I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
asking why hockey gets deemed as the hardest one to win when
Ken's
it's the same con.
because uh,
No, I understand that
nothing against
hockey is no,
basketball.
basketball sucks. I'm aware. I men's basketball
The
sucks. I got it.
athleticism that has to go into playing hockey,
No,
like you
I
know
know.
what I mean? Like they're not even comparable on the
I just
same level
I
to
just think
me.
it's funny because they have like the same exact playoff
They
format,
do,
but the Stanley
but I
Cup
also think
is harder to win.
yeah, because I just think the sport is
Harder to
over.
play? Yes.
Yeah, like it is on a whole other level
No,
that basketball is nowhere near.
there's a
So sorry to
reason
them.
that I don't watch the NBA until literally like the conference
I
finals.
don't watch it at all. Sorry.
I only watch it because Knicks culture. Okay.
That's valid.
I went to St. John's for law school. I did not go to a single basketball game. However, the culture around like Knicks
Basketball?
basketball because they play at this like St. John's plays at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
So
connected.
I started watching. Also, like my brothers are Knicks fans, so I will watch
Is
it
there?
with
Yeah.
them. I don't give a singular shit though, and I only my laundry's done. And I literally only watch women's basketball. Like I
That's the
just
thing. Like, yeah, the NBA, I'm like, don't ask me anything about it. I'm,
I can name maybe 5 teams. I don't care.
yeah, sorry.
Um, I love when that's like the question. Like my brother the other day was like, "Well, can you name every player on the Knicks?" And I was like, "No, because I don't want to."
I was gonna say, can like Knicks fans even do that?
Probably not.
So,
Well, but a lot of Knicks fans are all this like we've talked about like the Yankees versus Mets debate about how like Yankees very like corporate culture and
yeah.
Mets fans are like New Yorkers, if that makes sense.
No, that does make sense.
Which I feel like is offensive sometimes, but I
Yeah, but no, but I think like I see your argument.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Um, anyways, back to hockey. So tired. Um,
We're almost there.
what the fuck is the other series?
Vegas, Utah.
Thank you.
I was like, I think we haven't talked about them yet. Guys, I love everything like the mammoth. I'm also
I
okay.
love everything they're doing.
I do not understand, and I've heard this argument multiple times from like people who are just like hockey fans and like people at work. Where like if you're a new franchise, you don't deserve to make the playoffs
I
within the
don't
first couple
understand
of
that
years,
ever.
which sorry to burst anybody's bubble, but like that's happened multiple times within the
Yeah.
NHL alone. Um, so I'm like very, very excited for Utah as like number one as a
Yeah.
team, but like as the entity to be like it's only your second year as a franchise after everything that happened with the Coyotes and all those players having to move and the franchises and establishing something new. I am legitimately so excited for them because like why would you not want people to be excited about hockey? I think is my argument where I'm like they got a playoff spot and they earned it and like let
Yeah.
them have fun. They deserve that. Um and they're like the way that they um I don't know if I say running, but like the way those fans have like dedicated to that team and the way that they're like doing all the fun stuff that's
Yeah, there was like a
in and
chart that
around.
they made of like what the chants are and stuff, and
Yeah,
they also did a jersey swap.
I was gonna say it's
So
so good.
I have a comment that I saw that I thought was fucking hysterical. So if you don't know, the Utah Mammoth were like, if you bring us a Vegas Golden Knights jersey and you swap it in, we will give you a Utah Mammoth jersey for free.
For free. It was kind of like
Um,
they're being like, if you were a Vegas fan, now you're not. Like you're a Mammoth fan now, and if you need a new
well,
jersey, this is how you're getting one.
there's a lot of people in Utah who were like, well, Vegas was our team
That was the
before we
closest
got
one
a
to them.
team.
Yeah,
So like it made a lot of sense for them. Also, for anyone who's concerned, I am 99% sure that the Mammoth are donating the
they are
jerseys
to back to Vegas
back to
charities.
Vegas charities. Yeah.
Yeah, which I was like, really, that's really nice of them to do in that sense. But
So like none of those jerseys are going to waste, but I did see I don't remember how the comment was phrased exactly, but it was like there the Utah people go again, pushing their ideas and religions on other people
you're joking.
or like trying to convert people to their religion.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, it's really funny though.
Oh, I thought my mom was gonna take the cat.
Oh.
No, but they played their first home game, their home first home playoff game last night.
Yeah.
Friday. Um, and it was insane. Like I just love that people get to, like experience it and it's fun for them. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're up
And I hope
2-1 now?
Vegas loses so,
Yeah, which is
so,
why I'm like,
so bad.
Utah, let's go.
Please and
Um,
thank you.
yeah, but
Well, also
I
because
think it's so exciting.
I would love to see more of playoff Clayton Keller.
Yeah. See, but I feel that way about like I don't want to call them young. I guess they are still young, but they aren't. Logan Cooley
Yeah.
and Dylan Gunther. Like I love watching them play.
Yeah.
And so, like getting to see both of them on like I don't want to say the biggest stage, but kind of in the same sense
No, but is like
is
it is
very
the biggest
exciting.
stage that they've played
Yeah.
on.
So, and again, I just think all those players that came over from Arizona didn't always get to. I think they played in the playoffs like one time. Like Keller was playing in the playoffs one time, and it was in the bubble. Um, so like I'm like, oh my god, they get to like like they're being
Yeah.
backed by it. It's really fun, but um, they make me a little nervous sometimes because they play good hockey, but sometimes they like it's not the most like
It's not consistent.
confident. Yeah, like I don't
No.
have all the confidence in it, but fingers crossed.
We'll see.
We'll let them go. But yeah,
Although because okay, so because my issue is I need Vegas to go out in the first round because I
yes,
don't think that the Oilers or the Ducks can beat
no,
Vegas.
I also agree.
So,
Although it would be
um,
so funny though if it was like the Ducks that took them
it'd be
out. Like
hysterical, but I would rather it be the Mammoth.
I agree. I need it to happen now. The sooner the better
Sooner the better.
because I don't want to deal with them later on.
I also,
Remove them.
yeah, I don't want to talk about it actually. I don't even want to put that into the universe.
That
Um,
sounds like very real.
so that's the NHL. I am like not tired of the first round, but I think that there are certain matchups where I'm like, mm.
Again, it's why I think like the playoffs kind of like really feel like they start in the second round because the first round is it's exciting, but a lot of those teams are it's not like always the most exciting series.
Oh,
There's ones that
oh,
are good and
oh.
there's ones that aren't.
What I was going to say before I derailed myself was that I like that we have 4 rounds of 7 games, right?
Yes.
However, I would like it more if we actually had the top 16 teams in the league playing.
Opposed to the current system, yeah.
Yeah. Because when you have like the 20th team in the league playing the first or second team in the conference, it's like, okay, well, fuck this.
Yeah, like
Like, what am I looking at right now?
yeah, for real. Who did we go through who would have made it?
If we did,
Oh yeah, so the only team that would have made it that was different would have been the Caps. The Ducks would have missed. Ducks are 18th. Caps were 12th. Oh my god. And the Kings were 20th and they made it.
like, that's ridiculous to me.
It's also the argument that we say all the time about the loser point.
Yeah, I need to go
Like,
through and do the math for that about the
yeah.
three
But I'm
two
saying
one
like that
system.
too is I feel like I don't want to say driving so many teams to make the playoffs that deserve to be there, but like going to overtime or a shootout that consistently doesn't like there are no shootouts in the playoffs and you play 5-on-5 20-minute periods for overtime in the
Yeah.
playoffs. So like even if you think that's going to be your saving grace, it's probably not. So I don't know.
But
It's just an
also,
interesting.
but that being said, sometimes you just gotta fucking get in.
Yeah, I agree.
And then, like, and that's like what the Flyers are doing. They got in and they are showing up.
Yep. I
So
just can't.
sometimes it
Looking at this,
just
I can't believe how
takes.
many Eastern Conference teams are ahead of the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Which like we knew, but like looking at it like that, I was like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Um, it's fine. On the P-Dub side of
It's
things,
yes.
we finally have all four. So it's Minnesota, Boston, Montreal, and Ottawa has joined.
Yeah. Regular season's officially over, which is
Is it?
wild. Yeah, today was the last day.
No, I know, but is it actually over or are we still playing?
No, I think it's actually over. I don't think any
No,
oh,
we're
it's still
in the
playing?
middle of. No, Montreal doesn't play until 10 p.m.
Okay, well, by the time you all hear this, it'll
Well,
be
yes,
over.
but like we don't know who first place is yet. We're
Yes.
still waiting for the Montreal game, so we can't really give you what's going to
My
happen there.
gripe about Western teams,
But
the
the
Pacific time
playoffs
zone.
playoffs start on April 30th in Boston and May 2nd in Montreal, but we're
Next
still
week?
waiting to find out which one of them is the first place.
Yeah, to pick the opponent.
So they'll be picking between Minnesota and Ottawa.
Yes,
Um, I think that if Montreal wins, they'll pick Minnesota.
that would check out. Didn't they pick Ottawa? Was it them who picked Ottawa last year? It had to have been.
Yes.
Or they played Ottawa.
I think they picked Ottawa.
Okay, so I thought.
I
Because then they
think so.
lost Ottawa, and I was like, I'm
I
gonna
think
double
they would
check.
pick Minnesota. And
That would
I
make sense too.
think I don't know who Boston would pick.
I feel like they would pick Ottawa.
Does the record reflect that though?
I don't know. I'm going off of vibes. They might,
That's
I don't
valid.
know.
I'm trying to like,
Oh my god.
okay,
9% on the spot.
PWHL, if you're listening, when I hit the schedule, I actually want to see all
Go
of the
to
games.
go to the game up on top where the games are listed. Go to that little calendar over there.
No, no, I
On the
understand that,
right.
but when I hit the
It brings
schedule
it up
button, I
normally.
actually just want to see the whole schedule.
Yeah, I know, it's annoying.
Um, Boston Fleet, all months. Um, loss, win. No, hold on. Shootout loss, shootout loss, shootout win, overtime loss for Boston, Ottawa. Boston, Minnesota, however, is regulation win, regulation loss, regulation win,
Ooh.
regulation win.
Okay.
So maybe they would pick Minnesota. And then if we look at Montreal, Montreal, we're getting against Minnesota, we have an overtime win, regulation win, regulation win. And then against Ottawa, it's regulation win, regulation win, regulation, no, overtime loss,
Okay.
regulation win. So they're kind of
It's
fine
like
either
split.
way, but I think I would pick Minnesota
Yeah.
if I was Montreal, and I think if I was Boston, I'd be a little bit more up in the air about who I'm picking, but maybe Minnesota. But also, I'm scared to pick Minnesota because every single time you pick,
Yeah.
it's
That's what I mean. And I like for those who don't
oh the
know,
oh fuck, Crosby.
this is our
Crosby
third
just scored
year. Love it.
the first goal,
Um,
which is
third year in
interesting.
the PW, and the only team that's won the cup is Minnesota.
Yes.
So,
Like I wouldn't want to pick Minnesota because so every year Minnesota has won and every year the person who picks has lost. So I
yeah,
would
like
not want to pick Minnesota.
the top seed, the team that's always top seed ends up pick whoever they pick as their opponent always ends up has lost to the
Yeah.
team that they pick. So, yeah, now you think about that, picking Minnesota is not good in two ways.
It's not, but also
But
I feel like it might be
I feel like it's different this time. It's
it might
different
be
this time.
different. Maybe this
Please, it's
time.
different this time. I don't know. I also because there's only four teams that make the playoffs. It's only semifinal, two semifinals, and then the two teams that win go to the final. Um, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not going to pretend to predict because I feel like the PWHL playoffs are always a little more like
Super up in the air.
they're crazy though. Like last year
Yeah.
we had a reverse sweep and Ottawa made the final, which nobody thought about, and it's just like
It's
the thing
very
you think would
weird.
happen almost never happens. So I say that after I'm just like Minnesota, don't. So, but we'll see.
And
So
I
that also means for anybody who's keeping track that Vancouver, Seattle, New York, and Toronto were the four eliminated. Toronto didn't get any points, or they won't get any points in the gold plan
no,
because
they got
it's
eliminated
done.
today.
Yeah, so
Um,
the other three had some, but not as much. Like Vancouver, I think, still leads the pack with that.
and
Wait,
then we're waiting. Hold on.
he's
Where did my
eating.
tab go?
I don't know. It just it's gone.
We're still waiting on Vancouver and Seattle to finish playing,
Yeah.
to find out who gets the first overall draft pick. So we'll have updates next week. Um,
And
but
also, we don't know anything about expansion. We don't know how anything's happening draft wise. Don't even know when it is.
yeah,
Which I at this point last year we knew we had two expansion teams already. So I'm hoping it's soon that we know what's happening. But if you're wondering, we don't know where said expansion teams are, how many they are,
we
and
also have
or
not gotten any cryptic emails being like, "Hey, there's going to be a press conference
oh my
soon."
god, that should be our first sign if they do that again.
Yeah, well, obviously,
But
but like we haven't gotten anything.
no, so like we don't know where they are, how many, and or how that affects like if there will be an expansion draft before, after the draft, whatever that might be. So, which I hate the not knowing of that, especially it being this close, but I guess it's how we're doing things.
I'm trying to trust the process.
I know, but I like not knowing is like freaking me out because I'm like, why don't we know? Do they not know?
I have theories about why we don't know, but I
I'm
am not
just,
going to vocalize them on the
no, I know.
podcast right now because
I
media
just would like to have
professionalism
information
sometimes.
so I would feel a little more at ease about like, everything. Because the
I also,
expansion was chaotic last year.
speaking about media professionalism, um,
I love you like opening. Let's go.
um, there's so many things on that can be spoken about right now between like the
Oh my god, they didn't.
ESPN.
Sorry, I just put the Pens game on. Different goalie too.
Yeah, she loves is in tonight.
No, baby goalie. Although I don't think anybody there calls him that, but
Well, he's technically
baby
still a
goalie.
rookie, but it's
Yeah. But like in Vancouver, they always call him baby goalie. So like when I see him, I'm like baby goalie.
yeah. I
I
don't know
don't
if the
think anybody
Pens
calls him
call
that
him that.
anymore. That's fine.
Um,
Continue.
I don't know what's going on with the PWHL expansion. I don't think anyone does.
No
And I
one does.
think that unless you have actual concrete evidence, we shouldn't be saying anything. But also, I don't know. I think when it comes
I
to
wasn't gonna say.
expansion, you shouldn't ruin it. It's supposed to be something really cool and really fun. And if a team is going to get, if a town is going, if sorry, if a city or state is going to get an expansion team, I think that you should let that person announce it, actually.
Yes. I had this thought. I meant to text you I think a while ago about it and I never did. I've had this thought for since I pretty much started the job I currently have. The whole and this is going to sound really bad. The whole like insider culture specific I don't know if like I guess sports as a whole but specifically in hockey I think takes out the excitement of like trade deadline, free agents, like all of that stuff. You don't get to like really enjoy the excitement or the surprise of it because someone already told you before the team did.
Well, there's,
But
listen, I think when it
no.
comes to certain things with like trades and free agency, I think that like just hearing the news is exciting.
Yes.
But when it comes to an
And I agree.
expansion or
Yeah.
something celebratory like that,
Didn't that happen last year where we was it Vancouver or Seattle? One of the names popped up in the website
Seattle.
and then it was like they announced the name and they're like, "Oh, we already knew." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that was with Seattle.
"But nobody like just because you discovered it doesn't mean you tell everybody else. Like, don't ruin it.
That's like it's
It's
like a
not
thing with
fair."
like leaks and like spoilers, and I'm like sometimes we should maybe
This
just keep things to ourselves.
I was gonna say, as somebody who comes from a very It's gonna sound really cheesy. A very deep and long history with like fangirl culture.
Yeah.
I am like, there's a leak, I'm not looking at. Like, I don't want to see any of that. I'd rather the excitement of enjoying something new and exciting as it should be. So
Yes.
I'm like completely, if I see any mention of it, I'm like, goodbye, see ya. We're keep moving. But I also think it just ruins it for fans as a whole to like get the full experience of finding out, I
Yeah.
guess.
On
So I'm
a
hoping that doesn't happen this time because I felt really bad when it happened last year. And
but it's
maybe that's why
also
we don't know. Maybe
maybe,
that's why.
but that's also why we don't post rumors in the way
Yes.
that like we'll post some speculation sometimes, but we make it really clear that it's speculation. And typically it's never going to be like ruining an announcement or anything.
Yeah.
Um, on another really, really, really quick note, if you're bored and you have Twitter and you want to go down the media professionalism pipeline, I'm sure you can find out the shit that's been going down this weekend. But long story short, if you work a job and you are a person, you should probably watch what you say online. Um, and harassment and bullying, never cool, ever,
I can't believe I have to
actually.
say that. Like in the big year 2026, you think we would have learned, or people would somehow would have learned.
Yeah. And like even if it's behind closed doors, guys, it can still get out and people can still see it and you
Yeah.
should just be nice to people.
Yeah. Which again,
Um,
like I don't understand why that's not the standard.
but especially
But
if you want to work in sports, just might be mindful that like it's one thing to criticize a team and like have an opinion on how that works because like that's like your job, but like to criticize a reporter is not it. I'm
you look
working.
like a okay. You look like a groundhog when I do that. Okay, you can lay down. Thank you. Like my emotional support animal.
And with that, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.